DM Crazies. Now that we know DM stands for Dave Matthews, Crazies, and they are a very rabid fan base, that's for sure. What led to this? Were you just listening to loops and heard it and it was like, wow, that's kind of cool, that reminds me of, or how'd you get there?
Well, the first one, first loop that I ran across that just really tripped my trigger was the acoustic guitar rhythm loop. There are 2 or 3 different rhythm loops in there, with of course some transitional loops to take it from one measure to another. But I really liked the rhythm guitar, the rhythm acoustic guitar. I also like the electric guitar stuff that was in there. I liked the sound of the bass was really kind of odd. It was almost like a electro pop kind of sounding bass, but it gave the kind of feel that I wanted. And so at the end of the day, it starts off simple, it ends simple, and it builds, instrument by instrument going all the way through. I love the way it transitions from I guess you could say instrumental verse to the next instrumental verse. The use of the instruments and the non-use of the instruments to make those transitions. That was the song that I created when Tanya went to Nebraska. And so that was without a doubt the first most existential learning experience that I had with trying to compose something with loops. And like I said, that particular song is the only song on the entire album that the only thing on there is loops. And if I could sell Tanya on that, the sound and the feel of that. And she said, she actually kind of gave me a comment. She said, well, who's playing the electric guitar on this? I said, nobody. I said, whoever created the loop is playing the electric guitar. And she had this big shit-eating grin on her face. She said, that sounded really cool. I want to hear more. So yeah, that was a real, that was a benchmark moment for me, because when I got a positive criticism from Tanya about on that without her even knowing, especially after she got back and said, this is what I did while you were gone. The fact that I put my time to good use and came up with something good. She saw the sense in it. So yeah, it was a great song to put together.
Well, that was a good take. I thought all kinds of things. I had all sorts of questions, and you ruined it for me.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all good, man. It's kind of really, really cool. It's kind of podcast gold, because I promise you I had like 3 more questions that had to do with, you playing. And it's just like, you're like, man, there ain't nobody playing on that but loops. And I was like, what are you doing, man? What are you killing me over here? I'm dying up here. You're killing me. But I mean, it's a really interesting story. It's like I said before, for you to do it, someone like you to do it, transitioning from one lifestyle to the other, like I said, as far as the tools that are used to make music, it really is a departure, and I appreciate you for doing it. You did a great job, because it wasn't distracting. I couldn't tell.
Well, I mean, it also, when it was finally completed and I was able to produce CDs at home, made the labels and all the rest of that kind of stuff, packaged them and all the rest of that. It actually it wasn't a commercial success of all the other albums, but it was a commercial success in the fact that people liked it, and I was able to actually sell, a pretty substantial number of them to friends and family and people who had heard it online. And so that just, that said, okay, I'm going in the right direction, so, take 10 years for the next one to come out. But at the end of the day, it really gave me the confidence to know that the loop thing is something that I could actually use when and if I needed it. And I've used it for my rhythm tracks, except for the times I've worked with Ken McNeil. I've used it for my rhythm tracks every single thing I've done since, and it really has paid off. Now the percussion stuff I use, I could use somebody like Pete or Lloyd, but at the end of the day, it really set in stone the fact that I was on the right path.